Well, hello, everybody. With you, Sandra Graves, and welcome to Single Mom Dad today. And we are going to be talking about your next relationship. And really, yeah, that's just a tricky title because it's really more about what you're going to do before your next relationship. And I think that is really important to talk about because most of you people are actually thinking about the next relationship and not preparing yourself before the next relationship. Yes, there's a lot of preparation before you actually get into a next relationship. Otherwise, you're going to do the same stupid things that you did before in your previous relationship. Okay, so I think this is a very important topic. But if you want to share anything with us about your life of a single mom, or if you're an expert that talks to single mom, get in touch with us to info@singlemom.today. I always want to say that in Spanish, arroba, but it's info@singlemom.today. And we have Ashley Lane Adams with us, and she's going to be sharing a little bit. First, Ashley, tell us a little bit, who is Ashley, the normal, so that we know that you know what you think that you know, and we can confirm that. And then you can tell us where we begin with this topic. So, all yours.
Okay, hi. Thank you so much for having me. And yes, I am a single mom to a 3-year-old girl and a 5-year-old little boy. Just started kindergarten and preschool. So actually dropped off my daughter for the first time today. And yes, I was in 2 10-year back-to-back relationships that ended up being emotionally unhealthy. And so when I got out of my last marriage, I was so blessed to have the time to dive in to all the stuff, reading books, listening to podcasts, working with counselors. I did Ascension Leadership Academy, emotional intelligence training. I really got to get to know myself and get to know what I want in life and who I am and what I want to be and what I want to create, what kind of mom I want to be, and what kind of relationship I want to have. And so at this point in my life, I really, really see my divorce as a blessing. And that has just really put me on this path of self-discovery to becoming the best person that I can be.
Well, that is important, but what have you been able to do in order to find yourself?
What I have been able to do is to get in touch with my inner self, with my inner voice, with my intuition. So listening to myself, and speaking my voice, I realized that so I'm 41 years young. And
you look good for 41. I gotta say, you do not look 41.
Thanks,
okay?
Girl.
No, you don't look 41.
So yes, wait, I lost track. What was the question?
And I was going to ask you, I was going to interrupt anyway. I was going to say, how is it that you're going to find yourself? You were married, so you were lost? You did not know yourself before? Like, I know people are trying to find themselves, but okay, what's the deal here?
Yeah, the deal is that I was afraid to speak up. So I felt like I couldn't take up space. I felt like I needed to be agreeable. I felt like to be liked, I had to agree with people and be polite and go along with things. And so
you were trying to be the perfect wife or girlfriend or whatever. You were trying to do that.
Absolutely. And the way that you do one thing is the way that you do everything. So like not only in my romantic relationships, but in my friendships with my family, like everyone, I didn't know how to set healthy boundaries. And I felt guilty if I wanted to set a boundary, if I wanted to say no to something,
Yeah.
So I really didn't exercise speaking my true voice. And I really got in the habit of allowing other people to decide things for me to like a really large degree. Such that I had more of a tendency to go along with others' opinions rather than really speak into what I wanted or what felt right for me.
So what triggered that? Because you had all the time to do that. What triggered it now as a single mom that you wanted to do that?
Well, I think, when I got out of my first relationship, that was hard in that, it was the end of a relationship. But when I decided to divorce the father of my children, that's a whole different thing, right? Because now now you're faced with, oh, okay, I don't get to be with my children all the time. And when you first for me, my experience of that was when I first had to wrap my head around that, it was extremely painful.
Okay,
And
that makes sense.
yeah, that was extremely painful. Letting go of the idea of having that, quote unquote, perfect family, of raising my children in an intact family, wrapping my head around the idea of raising my children in, what society calls a broken family. So I feel like my life felt so destroyed on so many levels, and it was such like a deep level of suffering that it really inspired that deep dive. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
That spiritual deep dive. And I remember at first I would just like lay in bed at night and I would just pray, like, just show me the truth. Just show me the truth. I want to know the truth. Because I was at such a place of rawness, of just like feeling like sort of everything I had tried had failed. Like this whole big life that I'd been trying to create had just utterly crashed and burned and failed. And I felt like just the floor had been taken out, from underneath me. And so I think from that deep place of suffering, it really inspired me to really search for the truth.
So if you could go back in time, which we cannot, but based on the conversation, other women might be listening to you and they actually might be married. If you can go back in time, what will you do differently that you're doing now differently as a single mom? What will you do differently then in the way that you treat yourself?
You mean in the marriage?
But you, I don't care about him. What would you have done differently for you that maybe would have helped the marriage, maybe that helped your relationship with your kids, with your friends? What would you have done differently when you were in the marriage about you?
I would have, I would have just spoken my truth in every situation, no matter what the outcome. So
Mhm.
like if that, I got into a habit of not telling my truth because I would be afraid of getting into a fight, right? And I didn't want to get into a
Yeah,
fight, because getting into a fight is painful and it hurts and it's hard, and then you don't want to fight in front of your children. Just really just speaking the truth every time it came up instead of shying away from it, because ultimately shying away from it was just um it was just prolonging the inevitable.
that's yeah, it is true. That's a great advice. And just like what you said with your other relationship, the same thing. Because I know that when I was married before, which I'm married again, but I was married before, I made so many mistakes and I'm very outspoken. And it had nothing to do, but it was just like, I don't want to deal with that. You know what? I just want to be at peace right now. And I would just think about stuff like that. I'm like, that's just stupid to argue with that. That's just stupid to deal with that. And it is not stupid, ladies. It is something that will eat you up. It's not the big arguments, it's the little ones that are going to accumulate and they are going to destroy you. They will destroy your self-esteem because it come to a point that you feel I'm not good enough. I'm not important. Why did I not speak up? All of that because you think that only the big ones matter. But the little ones, it's not about arguing, but it's about finding a way to talk about it. Because that's what I do. Whenever I feel something, people say that I'm too bold and all that. No, 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 no. I just make sure that when I go to sleep, I'm in peace with myself. And whatever I have to deal with, I deal with it now. Let's deal with it, and then we can hug and kiss if we want to or not. But right now, I need to be at peace with myself. So I'm glad that you actually shared that. That really makes sense.
Yeah,
So
100%. It said that the truth will set you free, and that is so true. And the thing is that when you keep all these things inside of you that are your truth, and you don't let them out, then you're not allowing yourself to be fully seen. And so a question to ask yourself is, do you feel able to bring up all of those things with your partner? Because if it is a healthy partner, then you will be safe to bring those things up.
that's right.
If you are in a healthy relationship, you can say anything that is on your heart or mind, and you'll be okay.
Yes.
It should be safe to express whatever you need to express.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you, because the partner that I have now, we can talk about anything, even stupid stuff. And it is very fun. But I can say stupid stuff now, but at the moment it's not stupid. But once you talk about it, then it's like duh. But you get it out. And that is the thing. And what I like what Ashley said, if you guys take it out of just be the partner and just a relationship with your friends at work, anything. You don't have to argue with your boss. You don't have to be arguing with people. You can let them know, hey, can we talk? What is going on? Let them know what is going on. And people don't do that because they want to avoid conflict. But guess what? You go home and you take it out on your kids. You take it out on other people because you didn't do it with whoever you had to deal with. And that is where the problem comes, of you feeling empty and then later trying to find yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah, and the thing is like when you don't tell people how you're authentically feeling, then you'll never be known, like no one's going to really know you. And so you're keeping people from being able to really know you, which is really sad. And you're keeping yourself from being able to be really known, which is also really sad. Because what's the point of like walking through our entire lifetime just like trying to paint some picture of who we think others want us to be?
Exactly.
We're not really living,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So what are some of the things other things that they can do before they actually get into another relationship?
So before you get into another relationship, you need to get really clear about what your values are. What are your values for yourself outside of society, your family, religion, other people? What are your values? What's important to you? Mm-hmm. And then take that a step further. What do you want in the man or woman that you're seeking a relationship? What are your values for a relationship? What are your non-negotiables? And then 100% adhering to that. You're worthy of having that. You're worthy of having a relationship that meets all of your expectations in terms of your values. So get really clear about what you want. Yeah. And another really important thing is make a list of, like all of the qualities that you want in your partner, and then ask yourself, do you have those qualities? Because you get to create those qualities in yourself such that you'll attract that relationship to you, because like attracts like.
That's correct. And I will definitely add to that. And when you trying to find out about what is important to you, what is valuable to you, make sure you have clear limitations, because just like you said at the beginning, you understanding boundaries and stuff like that. You cannot understand boundaries if you don't know your own boundaries. You have to know your own limitations, how far you can go, like that song. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that, right? And I have clear about what I will not do. And some 100%. People don't, because they get into the relationship and then they don't want to lose that person. And then they get into this stuff. It's okay, I will do that. And I will do that. And then they have you bending over doing other stuff that you should not be doing. Okay. Yeah. So I know you are going to be like, oh.
Amen, sister. Yes, you should absolutely have non-negotiables. And that's what they are, non-negotiable. If you start, courting someone, dating someone, whatever, and then they have this thing that's a non-negotiable on your list, have faith that there is someone better for you, because there is. Don't settle. This is our one lifetime, don't settle. There is that person for you. So have faith. And if there's a non-negotiable that's not being met, or that, a red flag that's showing up, let him go, and faith that there's someone better.
And I have to clear on that part of the non-negotiable. Women, I have to say something bold at some point. Don't be stupid. Okay, because some of you think that non-negotiable mean that, he didn't brush his teeth. Come on. Let me tell you, ladies, when I met my husband, I had a list. I told God exactly how I wanted him, but I wanted him to be tall for sure, because I'm tall. He needed to be taller than me. So that is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Okay. I already experienced the other one. And then I wanted him to respect me and my kids. So out of all of that, respecting me and my kids was more important than anything. Not about how handsome he was going to look, and not about all that, because guess what? If you really want to be in a relationship, you plan to be old with that person, they're going to get ugly at some point. Okay, they are not going to be look good. So you want to make sure that you have someone that's going to treat you good, because you deserve to be treated good. But you cannot be treated good if you don't treat yourself good. Okay. And my husband, when I first met him, he didn't have pretty teeth, and his hair was messy. He did not look like the way that used to people looking. We was at the club, and he did not look. But wow, my friend said, you need to change this and this and this and this and this for him to become what you want. And I'm like, that's a lot of work. But it's funny because he had the respect, he had the heart. He was good looking, but he needed some polishing. And then he's perfect. Like, he went and he fixed his teeth and stuff like that. And that was the only thing. But I have always avoided men because of their teeth. I'm not joking. I always, I know it sounds like so superficial, whatever. But I did. And I missed the point of finding people with amazing heart, amazing personality, people that will go out of their way for me and my kids. So that's what I'm saying. I know I'm laughing about it, but I'm telling you, ladies, if you keep looking for the good-looking guy, the muscle guy, the motorcycle bad boy, whatever, that's exactly what you're going to get, and he's going to punch your face, okay? So find people that care about you and care about your kids, not that care about your kids and then you, because that's pedophilia right there, okay? So be careful. I know I went too far on this one, but I'm telling you, be careful.
Yeah, well, I think the bottom line is like you listen to that inner voice. Like when I was in my past relationships, there would be times where something would come up. I would have this ping, right? This like uncomfortable feeling in my body. And I would justify it away. Oh, well, da 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 da. Like, oh, well, that'll be okay. Well, oh, that just happened one time, or whatever. However, I justified it away. Don't justify those things away. That's your inner voice or God, or however you define it, talking to you. And yeah, it's like you're saying, you don't want to focus on the surface things. You focus on the essence, the heart of things, the deep things that you want. And those are the non-negotiables. Those are the things that like, oh, like he's being unkind to a waiter. No, like he's exhibiting like lack of kindness. Like, no, that's a non-negotiable, and then that's clear,
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that one, because somebody that is disrespectful to other people, I mean, eventually when they get ticked off at you, you might think that they didn't just do it to them, but when they get ticked off at you, they're going to talk to you the same way. And
Right.
One thing that I can tell you, that from the time I was dating my husband now, I will, like, if somebody on the internet, I'm playing games and somebody do something, I'm like, F you, I curse them out, blah, blah, blah. And this is what he said. I said, curse them out, because he was playing the game and I wasn't, right? And I was like, you curse them out. He was like, no, because I am disrespecting myself. This is what my husband said. He said, if I curse them out, I'm disrespecting myself. I'm not going to work. And I'm like, why are you crazy? But it actually, after, it just made sense, because I'm stirring up for this game and I am just losing it, and I'm not controlling me. I'm losing me for that stupidity. So when I pay attention to a lot of those things, it was just like, So pay attention to what they are saying, pay attention to what they are doing, not just what they look like. Because a lot of you women are like to focus on everything. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not the only thing.
100%. Yeah. And just always come back to, how am I feeling? How am I feeling? How is he making me feel?
Yeah. Totally agree with you on that one. So tell us more about this part about relationship and investing in yourself.
Yeah. So, another huge step in attracting the relationship that you want is becoming the person that you want to be and investing in yourself, deciding that you're worthy, practicing self-love, knowing that you're worth it. So, investing in yourself, investing in workshops or coaches or get a massage or, buy a book, do a podcast, like invest in yourself, becoming the version of yourself that you want, that you know that you can be. And when you become that version of yourself, then you're going to attract more people like that into your life, including your future partner.
Oh, but as a single mom, I went shopping and I bought myself 10 shoes.
Well, you get to decide what's important for you. You're worthy of having what makes you feel good and what makes you feel beautiful and makes you feel confident and what makes you feel fulfilled. So like whatever that is for you, if buying 10 pairs of shoes is just a band-aid for feelings that you're not really looking at, well, then that's not going to work. But if going out and buying 10 pairs of shoes because you've hated the shoes you've had for 10 years and you've never taken care of yourself and invested in your beauty and feeling good and feeling confident about who you are, then maybe that is a good thing. It all comes down to intention. What's the intentionality behind it?
Good response. I am very proud of you. Look at you. Yeah, you killed that. You definitely killed that. That was good response. I gotta tell you, because if you have only left it right there, I was gonna come and whip you with some stuff. So that was really good. That was really good because they have some of you women that believe that when we're talking about investing in yourself, we're talking about outside. And I know that there is many languages of love, but it's stupid for you to only be buying stuff to feel good and then crying when nobody is around. That's pretty stupid. That is not what we are talking about investing in yourself. Investing in yourself is about you feeling good, you changing yourself, you changing not for other people, not to impress anybody, but investing in you to be a better you. And shoes, believe me, I don't care how much you want to look good. Shoes is not going to change your life. But it's like what Ashley said. If it is something that you were married or you had a relationship and you're like, I never buy anything for myself, I'm going to do this for me. By all means, go for it. But if it's only going to be what she said, a bandage, you need to work on yourself. You need to clean out whatever dirtiness you have inside because it's going to catch up on you. So yes. Hi. That was awesome, Ashley. That was really awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. It's about getting to the core of it and also knowing that reaching out for help is good. Reaching out for help is a good thing. Everybody needs help at some point, I'm a coach. I have a coach. My coach has a coach. We're all just stepping into the highest versions of ourselves. And so it's like, if you are in a place of suffering, reach out for help. That's what we're here for. We're meant to be in community. We're meant to be inspired by others. We're meant to, have, to be spoken into and encouraged and to have people help us see our blind spots. So that would be another thing. Don't hesitate to reach out for help.
I agree with that. So how will they reach out to you if they wanted to talk more?
Yeah. So for me, my website is ashleylaneadams.com. And then you can also find me on Instagram at ashleylaneadams.
Okay. And I will be putting the link to her Instagram at the bottom of this video. But if you have a story that you want to tell, you're an expert in a particular area, everything that has to do with single mom, beneficial to single moms, then you can get in touch with me. info@singlemom.today, info@singlemom.today. And I'm going to leave the rest for Ashley. Let's have a closing, something that you want to leave the single moms with in closing. And let's make it in about 1 minute.
Okay. Here's what I invite you to do. I invite anyone who is in a place of feeling like, this is the worst thing that happened. My life is so hard. It's so hard to do this all by myself and do the whole single mom thing all by myself. I invite you to reframe your story into one of power and to look at your life as an opportunity and to see what happened to you as an opportunity to step into a stronger and more powerful and more expressive version of yourself, and to take this opportunity to create your best possible life and focus on the gratitude, be in the gratitude, and watch your life soar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you all for listening now, listening later. And just remember, choose your path. Bye-bye now.